So as the timeline goes, it's getting pretty damn close to pulling these strips out of these colonies. Now it's getting colder, so it's going to take a little bit more effort and annoyance to pull the strips. The bees will be more lethargic, a little grumpier, not as easy to open up and dig down to do this type of work. So I'm going to have to focus on nice days to get this work done. You can see the frost in the grass. And that is the beginning of the end. Just a few pails on yet as we're cleaning up the last of the syrup in the pails. Boy, I can't even get that. Huh. This pail's empty. So they finished that off. So I started putting these strips in. I'm right on the money for the treatment duration. We put them in Labor Day, just after Labor Day is when I made my decision, and we dropped strips as fast as we could. So we got them in about 3 days, 4 days. By the time I get to them, it won't be today because we're going to go watch football, but I'm going to start tomorrow, and Monday will be 2 good opportunity days, and it gets cooler after that. So see how many we can get through in 2 afternoons. But that pretty much hits 40 days on a treatment, and by the time we get to the rest, it would be pushing 50 days already. We won't be able to get it all done just because we'll be targeting the afternoons when they're a little bit warmer. I want to target the anything that's above 10 degrees, and maybe a little bit of flight would be nice too, just to open these up, be easier to work on when they're just a little bit easier, you know. So we'll be targeting nice afternoons from now until we put them into the shed. And that will end off the Apivar treatment, and right after that, maybe a little bit closer to November, I'll send Carrie around with the oxalic acid and vaporize them before bringing them inside. I brought my suit, my gloves, but I forgot my damn smoker again. But we're not going to be going through too many, so we'll just battle through this and see how easy this job's going to be. So we are caked right up. This is going to be a pleasant little mess. And this is why I want to do it when it's a little nicer out. These strips are, almost embedded into the syrup that we packed into the nests. And we don't want to defeat the purpose by killing the queen, so we're going to minimize the death to the bees as we pull these strips. You can see it's going to take some time. One strip. Lordy, lordy. So it is 4 degrees right now, so they're very lethargic. The bees are a little more active and using a bit more smoke. I don't have any bloody smoke. Shouldn't take that long. Caked right up. The problem with pulling these strips is they've kind of gummed them up with burr comb, and as you pull them up through the frame, especially with lethargic bees like this, you just pull up and you mash the bees as your strips coming out. And the fear is you don't want that queen to be damaged, So you're pulling these strips and you feel those bees being mashed. You're thinking, fuck, that's probably a queen in there. So there might be some casualty, but not if we can help it. If we can pull a strip out without any bee death, then all is good. You can see this cluster is a little off center. It's kind of like this. She's going to be a well-wintered colony all the same. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be a chore. I'm going to pull one more hive here before my battery runs out. I think I'm going to bring a pair of pliers to be able to grip the strip easier. Then I don't have to handle the damn thing either. This cluster's off center too. It's like this. You know, it's off by one frame. I like to see my clusters a little more centered than that. Just the way they anchored onto the brood at the end. That's a little bit easier. So it's going to take about as much time to take them out as it's put in by the looks of it. Just a little more hassle. It's going to require bending over all bloody day all the same. So that's the treat we can look forward to every nice afternoon from now on until we get done. If we have to, I'll just kind of press the boundaries. This is a great big hive who probably could use a little bit of smoke. See, not all the strips are going to be hard to take out. This one is a piece of cake. Gotta find the other, here's the other one. We put the strips in a predictable spot. 3 in from the outside. Generally, we try to hit right down the center, so when we pull back the cover, whether we pull from the front or the back, we know they're right here. And it's easier to locate. Then you don't have to take the whole cover off when you're attempting to search to find where they are. And it buys the most predictable, you know, if the hive is off center, it's more over here, then you know that it's got lots of contact with that strip. If you put them all, if you mislocate that cluster and you stack your strips where you think it is and the cluster isn't actually there, then you're not really providing that exposure. All right, so that looks good. That's going to be the plan. That is the start of it. The start of strip removal.